Get right into it. Obviously, the Eagles win the game, but one of the surprise storylines is Javonte Williams. 15 carries, 54 yards, but he scores 2 touchdowns here, 2 receptions for 10 yards as well. Big night for Javonte Williams, who, listen, still 25 years old, didn't look like he had his legs under him in Denver after he returned from the injury, Matthew. Maybe there's some hope he can find what made him once such a promising prospect.
I'm gonna say what I think is probably a contrarian take this morning. Like, last night I thought he looked better than he has the last 2 years, but I didn't think he looked all the way back. I didn't think he looked like pre-injury Javonte Williams, and like, to the extent you can, sell high. He's going to have fantasy value this year, and he's going to be a profit at wherever you drafted him. So, Connor, congratulations to you for having him in our league. Like,
I'll be getting Bijan Robinson in return today.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, yes. you obviously got value there, but like 15 for 54.
Right.
Like he averaged 3.6 yards per carry. Like, he managed to fall into the end zone twice. He's the lead running back on a good offense, so he's going to get run. And I just like I think on games in which he doesn't fall into the end zone, like, I think he's going to be like a low-end flex. And I think that, I mean, whatever, he scored twice this week, but like, he generally should be like a low-end RB2 flex this year. And he's not, I mean, he's going to be, one of the top running backs this week because of the 2 touchdowns. But like, I'm not all like, oh my God, we missed out. Like, and the other thing, the last thing I'll say here is that obviously the ejection of Jalen Carter played a massive role.
It's huge.
Now, the counter to that, of course, is most teams don't have a Jalen Carter. So, they're gonna face Jalen Carter one more time. But still, my fact is that the Eagles planned a specific defense thinking they were having Jalen Carter all game long, and then one play in, he's out.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I think Carter probably impacted the pass rush more than the run defense, though he still makes an impact there. I think with Javonte, it's strange because, 2 years ago, the first Russell Wilson season with Sean Payton in Denver, Javonte was going like pick 55 in drafts. So he was a trendy pick, and we thought that he was going to be RB1 in a solid offense. Then he just hasn't looked good for 2 years. But I didn't think he looked like all the way back, but Connor, I thought he did look much more explosive than he did certainly last year.
He had some leg drive. He had the 10-yard run inside the 20 where he was moving pushing the pile a little bit. The good thing is
he got around the corner on that one run.
He did. I didn't see like crazy bursts.
Exactly.
Right. So yeah, I think
like, not great, better. Like, not great, but better.
Exactly, better, but it's more about the opportunity. You have the big Miles Sanders run, then the fumble. You're like, well, we might not see Miles Sanders again.
Correct.
Jaden Blue's already banged up, and he's already very small. This might not be pretty all year, but it might be effective in a way where it's compiling volume stats, which does help in fantasy considering his cost.
Here's the case for Javonte Williams. We can argue about how good he looked. He looked competent. He looked like a competent NFL running back last night. And Miles Sanders, who fumbled the game away and also got caught from behind by Zach Bourne, who's a linebacker, on his what should have been a breakaway touchdown run. That's his competition for touches at the moment. And so the case is basically that the coaching staff seems to believe in him. And we're going to talk about Dak later, but I think this is going to be a really good offense. I think it's just going to be a really good fantasy offense. There's going to be a lot of scoring. The defense probably isn't going to be very good. And so it's just going to be a rich source of fantasy points. And Javonte looks like he's going to be the guy, and they're comfortable with him in close at the goal line.
I agree with everything you just said there. 80% of the offensive snaps. Javonte played 80% of the snaps. Now, again, Blue was banged up here. It was weird. It was like, Sanders broke off that crazy long run. I'm like, it was fun while it lasted, Javonte. And then he fumbled, and I'm like, Miles, it was fun while it lasted.
That's week one in a nutshell.
I mean, it really is. I just, the only thing so I do think you're right about that in terms of the opportunity. I do think they're going to be a very good offense, and he clearly is like the lead guy right now, but he's got 2 touchdowns. If I set the over-under on 7 touchdowns total for Javonte Williams for the season, what side are you taking?
I would take over, but I think it's like 8. Yeah, so I don't think he's going to go.
I mean, could you see him having, like in 2023, this is too many touchdowns, but Gus Edwards had 810 yards and 13 touchdowns.
What did Jamal Williams have?
That feels like
he had 18 touchdowns. Same thing. He had 18 touchdowns. It was stupid. That was a crazy year.
Right. I could see the kind of season where it's 10 touchdowns.
I think he is going to. I think that question kind of maybe doesn't convey your point, because I think it's going to go the other way, where he might be 3.8 yards per carry, but has a lot of touchdowns.
That's my point.
But I'm saying this. I'm not saying this to troll you, but like, he could be like the new Najee Harris.
Well, I was
but like Najee Harris was a volume guy
Sure.
for a while. Like again, he was 3.6, 3.8 yards per carry, but he never got hurt. He got a lot of work, and like he managed to fall into the end zone 6 to 10 times a year.
Yeah. Who would you rather have? Would you rather have Javonte Williams or Jaylen Warren going forward?
Jaylen Warren.
Okay. So Jaylen
I would
Warren's
rather
gone
have
like in
it.
the
Again, we
80s.
haven't seen it yet, but I think I get that the Steelers are going to be the Steelers are going to be a worse offense.
Yeah.
I just think Jaylen Warren's a better player.
Sure.
And I can't believe I'm saying this on national TV, but
Don't.
give me Arthur Smith.
Oh my goodness.
For run game play calling, I would prefer to have the lead running back of a Arthur Smith offense than a Brian Schottenheimer offense. I can't believe I just said that. I can't believe I said something positive about Arthur Smith.
Wow.
Do you guys disagree? Where are you on that?
I'd rather have Shoddy and Javonte.
Okay.
I would.
I like Dallas's offensive line a little better.
I will say,
That's
I was
why.
about to say, the
That's why.
Cowboys' offensive line, I thought, did hold. Again, they didn't have to deal with Jalen Carter, but still, I thought they looked better than I thought they were going to last night.
Yeah,
For sure.
I would as well. I think it's close, but I would go Javonte just because I feel good that this Dallas offense can be a top 10 offense in the NFL.
I agree
and
with
I
that.
feel good about that about Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the Dallas offense will be better. I think the Steelers will be more run heavy.
And Jaylen Warren's better.
And I think Jaylen Warren is better. So I mean, but it's close. But that's the right range,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's what we're talking about here with Javonte Williams.
Pick 85, 90, that kind of range.
Yeah, but the fact remains that if you did manage to, in the middle of your draft, completely, you're like, oh, I screwed up running back. God, I'm super desperate. Much like Connor Rogers did during the League of Assholes, where you're just like, oh, I'm stuck with Javonte Williams. You have managed to roll in. You have managed to luck into something. You've managed to fall into something. Much like Javonte Williams fell into the end zone twice, Connor Rogers has fallen into Javonte Williams in the League of Assholes. Things are looking good.
You ever hear
for
fear
fantasy
in person,
commenter
live on television? Actual real life fear of a future champion
Well,
of the league?
you drafted because you got Saquon as well. So you drafted in the legit RB1 and legit RB2. It's just they flipped it around. You just didn't realize.
I have Kyron Williams as well.
Oh, Kyron Williams.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.